Hey everybody, it's me, John Anthony Chihak Sotero again. I am the anti-hero, and this like back-to-back videos. I guess I could have shot it all in one, but it would have been like 25, 30 minutes long. And I don't think most of you stick around for my videos if they're more than a couple of minutes. I tend to ramble if you didn't notice. Um, but like I was saying in the previous video when I showed the comic book pickups, Bill Simpson and I went up to the Phoenix area to drop off books, the Bubba Patrol to Jesse James Comics, and hit up a couple of other shops to see if they were interested in carrying the Bubba Patrol. One of them did give information on how to submit the Bubba Patrol to them. That was Drawn to Comics. And so what they suggested was, and this is for any of you out there who are looking to submit your comic book independently to a comic book store, it's great advice. I had never actually thought of this before. I was just sending cold emails and without, I mean, just my own self-description of the Bubba Patrol. But I do have a PDF proof of issue number 1, the first print. So things have changed a little bit. I re-lettered it, of course, and the whole book is colored now. But I leave that information in the email and I submit the PDF. But Drawn to Comics said we have a committee that takes a look at anything coming in independently of how they order through like Diamond and Penguin and DCBS and stuff like that. So I submitted an email to them along with the PDF on the information on the Bubba Patrol. And almost immediately, within a few hours, they responded. They said they would accept it and they're going to carry the book in their shop. So in the next few weeks, myself and either Bill or Ned will go up to Drawn to Comics, and hopefully a couple of other places will have responded by then to let us know if they want to carry the book or not. And so while we were up there across the street from Drawn to Comics, cute little area with like cobblestone sidewalks and stuff like that in Glendale, it was a toy store. This toy store was the only shop that we stopped at that I didn't buy anything from. And little did I know that a few minutes later, when we went to Justice Comics, I got notification of a couple of items that arrived, 8 to be exact, but it was 2 sets. So I ordered some KO Ninja Turtle figures. And so I'm gonna shoot this down a little bit so you can see them a little bit better. Actually, let me see if I have more of a platform to put these guys on. 1 second. I'm going to be right back. All right. So we got Raphael. These are the more Playmates style Ninja Turtles. They're a little bit more cartoony than the original Turtles, but not quite as cartoony as the Playmates ones. These KOs are pretty well articulated. About the only thing that they're missing, they don't have the joints in their knuckles to be able to hold onto the weapons as well. That's the only downside. But if you just turn their hands a little bit, you can get them to pose with their weapons. Leo is the only one that has the holsters. And the really cool thing about his sheath are the fact that they're a really, really light rubber. So then you got Donnie, or actually Donnie has one too. I didn't notice that. So, and oh no, they all do. I'm thinking of the other original Turtles, the original NECA ones. And then of course, the best character of the entire bunch, Michelangelo. And he's the really nice thing about these Turtles is they got their manhole cover stands with their names on them. And especially nice is Michelangelo's nunchaku have the chain link on them, which to me is awesome because I had the original Michelangelo from the Playmates Ninja Turtles, and he just had the little plastic string. I mean, that obviously wasn't a string, but it was a little piece of plastic that held the 2 handles together. And as soon as you bent them to put them into the little holsters in the back, it just started to like wear right at the spot where it connected to the handle. So it's super great to have some toy designers, and obviously these are KOs, so they're not the originals. Because if you tried to buy these right now, for the price I paid for this set, you probably wouldn't even be able to get one of the originals that were redone. So, but I bought 2 sets. I also bought the originals. These are the NECA style ones. And the funny thing is I have a Michelangelo from this set that I bought at San Diego Comic-Con with Jessica back in the day. She has a Raphael. I actually asked her if she would sell me her Raphael a few months ago, and she was just like, no. She was like, well, why? And no. And I'm like, well, if you're gonna just say no, like, you don't need to know why. But I've been getting back into the Ninja Turtles with of course, with The Last Ronin. The only negative thing about these ones, I mean, the plastic, because I have the original Michelangelo, the plastic feels right, and I compared it. The plastic on these is not dyed the same. So it is, the plastic is like different colors in different spots. And then his bow staff actually, I believe, comes in 2 pieces. And if I pulled hard enough, it'd probably pop off. And it's bent, but we can work on that. But you get all 4 Ninja Turtles. They came in their original packaging, which is kind of cool. But the box was not well put together. And it got jacked up on the trip. The funny thing about these figures is it took them almost a month to ship after I ordered. And I checked the status of the delivery earlier last week, probably Thursday even. And it said, oh, they left the country of origin. They hadn't even hit the US. They hadn't cleared customs, anything like that. And then all of a sudden on Saturday, we're at Justice Comics, and like my phone goes off, or like a text message, and I look at it and there's like a ton of notifications, and it's just like, these have been delivered. And I'm like, okay, so somebody just didn't scan them in, or whatever, because I've ordered stuff from this website before from other shops. And when it hits the States, it takes a couple days, and then it gets picked up for delivery in the States, and then it takes like another 4 or 5 days because it usually comes in on the, I think it comes through the Pacific, like some of the Pacific bays, and then it went to like Colorado or something weird like that. Like it shot up and then came back down. I don't know. But again, you got the Michelangelo with the little chain links. These are great, especially because behind me over here, I have my slab, not my slab wall, but my slab shelf. And pretty soon fourth print Ninja Turtles #1 should be coming back from CGC soon. They are so slow. With the amount of business they're getting, and this is a knock, and I think it's a fair criticism of CGC for the amount of money that they charged before they changed their rates, just like a month ago. For the amount of money they were charging, they were still taking forever. And here's the thing about CGC. You can fast pass it, and supposedly it's supposed to be like 17 days. I'm sorry. Like, I don't get why, there's all these tiers to choose from. Like, oh, we're going to charge you this if your book is $200 or less. We're going to charge you this if your book is $500 or less. We're going to charge you this if your book is $1,000 or more. If you grade my Action Comics #1, or you grade my Free Comic Book Day comic, you should be taking these same things into consideration. You should be handling it the same way. you should not be getting a cut of the fair market value for doing something. Um, an employee at a restaurant doesn't get more money per hour because they served somebody the filet mignon versus the burger, right? Like, so why is CGC charging this much more? And if they are going to charge that much more, then CGC needs to be the fastest grading service, and they need to be the most accurate grading service, because for people out there who are CGC nuts versus CBCS or PGX or any of the other grading services that are starting to pop up, CGC needs to set the standard, and they really haven't been. They take forever to grade books. They charge more than anybody else. Their fast pass is not really a fast pass. And here's the kicker: if you get fast pass, right? So through a friend, we sent some books to CGC. They sent books, I sent books, but I used their account because you have. That's the other thing. You have to have an account with them. You have to pay an annual fee in order to get books graded, which is BS, because it's not like you're paying for you're paying for the service on top of the membership. So that doesn't make any sense. It's kind of like you have Netflix, you pay the monthly subscription fee, and then Netflix is like, oh, but we're going to charge you to watch this movie. Disney Plus could take a lesson from that. But that's the thing. Like, you send it, you obviously send it with tracking. The tracking shows that it's arrived at its destination, and it will not get input into their system for, it's been well over a month. It's probably been closer to 2 months now that it's been sitting there and it has not been input. And then right when they input it, bam, that's when it hits your credit card and you get charged. So I would suggest, if you are sending stuff through CGC, use a credit card. Don't use a debit card, because you're gonna get hammered when that shows up. And if you're putting stuff in, you value your book at a certain amount. And if the book goes in and they're like, no, this book is worth a whole lot more, they bump it up to another tier and they charge you the difference. And then they ship it separately. They don't ship it along with the other books. So they're doing a lot of people dirty, and too many people are still using CGC. The only reason I'm using CGC is because I know these books, unfortunately, will be worth more money when they come back. The Ninja Turtles is going in my PC. It is not getting sold. But here's the other thing. I'm going to just go through CBCS from now on. And if I flip books on CBCS, I will be charging CGC prices. Why? Because CBCS does a couple of different things. One, they're a lot faster. Two, their grading is a lot more consistent and standardized. So they, if it's a 9.8, it's a 9.8. It's not a 9.8, and you look at it and you're like, this book is obviously not a 9.8. There's nicks all over the corners, and or this book is not like a 6.5. This book is a lot higher than a 6.5. If you look at their stuff, it's just a lot more consistent. Plus, and this is a big, big, big thing that I don't know why CGC has not jumped aboard, but again, you can learn lessons from your competitors. CBCS verifies autographs, and a lot of people were like, well, you know, it was the red label. Now it's a gold label, that it's verified or it's witnessed. So they can verify your autographs. And so if you have a book from long ago, way before the grading programs were being done, and it's signed by like Jack Kirby or Ditko or, you know, somebody old school, you can get that verified, and it's 100%. And a lot of people are like, well, why do you need it verified and graded? For me, I don't sell my autographs. Like, I'm one of those people that, like, I've got a couple of books that I really want to know if they're legit. And then it's also going to be a really great display piece. Like, I have a static number 3 that's signed by 4 different creators, one of whom is a Dwayne McDuffie. And of course, Dwayne is no longer with us. So why would you not want to get that slabbed and verified? Because you're never getting another Dwayne McDuffie autograph again, because he passed away 6 years ago. I've got an Ultimate Fallout signed by Bendis, Ultimate Fallout 4 signed by Bendis. It does have a pretty good sized nick on the spine, and that's because the person who took the book up to Rose City Comic Con a few years ago and then mailed it back probably did not do a very good job securing it. That book was also, you know, like a $20, $25 book at the time. So, I mean, I guess I can't sneeze too much at that. But there's a lot of other good stuff too that I have, like an Origins #2 signed by Len Wein, which would be great to get slabbed. It's a Dynamic Forces, so it's already certified and it's got the hologram on it and everything, but I still would like it to be slabbed and certified. I also have a Ninja Turtles #4 first print signed and remarked by Kevin Eastman, which would be cool to get slabbed. I watched that get signed, so like I have no questions about its authenticity, but it'd still be pretty cool to have it slabbed. So that's it for right now. Those are my thoughts on how grading is working right now and how it needs to improve. Hope you guys had a safe week. Of course, you're watching this on Friday or later beyond Memorial Day weekend. My birthday was on Wednesday, so I don't want any birthday well wishes, but if you would, my birthday wish for myself is to have issue 4 of the Bubba Patrol fully funded. We had to change the goal from $1,000 to $2,000 because, as I said in a previous video, the printing partnership program through Alterna Comics had to be put on hiatus because their scheduling from that printer specifically was just all over the place. It was not consistent, which I respect fully and totally, instead of them just piling more people on and just saying, we don't know. Them being upfront and honest about it and saying, look, like, we're not going to do that to our customers who want to get stuff printed. So I started looking at other printing programs and found one. I still need to search a few more, but this is newsprint. We want to print on newsprint, not the distressed newsprint, if we can help it, the newsprint comic book. And it's going to cost more money to get that done, plus get all those special variants done as well. So check the link below to go to the Bubba Patrol page to check out the pinned post that has all the tiers on it for support. There are only 10 spots on the Foley Forever tier. There were 20 initially. This is the most beloved cover that we've done, the most pre-ordered cover that we've done, the most backed cover that I've ever done, and for a very good reason. One, it's just an amazing, amazing piece of work done by Bill, but at the same time, it's a Foley Forever cover, and issue 4 is dedicated to the memory of Foley and all the other Bubbas who've come before him and gone before him, because without them, this book doesn't exist. And so I thank you all. Please take care of yourselves. Continue wearing your masks. Continue social distancing, washing your hands, using your sanitizer. Remember, heroes wear masks. These guys are heroes. They're wearing masks. And remember, like Batman says, the mask isn't for you. It is for the people you care about. So continue taking care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you on the next page after.